Back here on our first installment of the Above the Rim Coaches Show, our first interview of the year, and we're going to chat some women's hoops right now as the head coach of the Huskies, Lori Fish, joins us right now. Coach, how are we doing today?
We're doing pretty good. How about yourself, Steve?
Not too bad. Looking forward to another fun week of basketball. You guys played, I thought, really well on Saturday. Unfortunately, came up on the wrong end of it. But overall, let's start just sort of on the season as a whole. I know you guys have been, dealing with trying to get Abigail back at 100%. Ashley's still been out. Reagan's been in and out of the lineup. This first couple months, the first month or so of the season, what are you seeing? What are you learning about this bunch here for this new year?
I really like our basketball team, but there's a few things that we've got to get better at. I think to be, competitive and win some of these games that we've lost. We lost some close ones, could have gone either way, but it's, the margin for error is so slim. And so we've got to, take care of a few things and give ourselves a better chance. And, when I look at it overall, the biggest issue we have right now is rebounding. We're not winning that battle. And when you don't win that battle, you don't win a lot of games. And so that's one of the biggest glaring issues that I see with our team. And the other one is offensively, we're not shooting it as well. You have to get up into the mid 40s, to be competitive. You can't be shooting in the 30s and, having cold quarters. And so I feel like sometimes our offense is a little stagnant. We've got to get a little bit more movement and look for some other options. But those are the two probably biggest things I think that I've taken so far from the course of the season.
Anything stick out positively right now on what things are going well?
Of course, as a coach, you're always trying to look at things you got to get better at. And, I watched a lot of film on us today, and I always feel like there's so much we have to get better at. But I feel like this team, other than the Concordia game, I feel like we play hard. We're always going to compete. I feel like we have a lot of depth, but like you say, the key to that is getting healthy so you can kind of figure out rotations and what that looks like. But I think offensively we have a lot of offensive weapons. We just aren't shooting it very well, and got to figure out how I can get us into situations where we can knock down shots and where we can build confidence within our team.
Well, let's start with Wednesday last week. I know we talked before the game on Saturday. You weren't happy with the effort. The energy, I think, was a big thing you kept talking about. On the road in the Northern Sun, it's tough. And if you don't bring your own energy, it's really tough to win, especially against a good team like that.
Yeah, and I remember one of the keys I talked to you about before the game was, we have to get off to a good start. We can't play from behind, and we got down right away. And but we battled back, but we didn't what I would say play Husky basketball. And I feel like every year there's that one game that just isn't characteristic of how we play, and that was definitely not one of them. Was disappointed in. I always say it's not a lot of things we can control. You can't control if the ball goes in the hoop, how the game's called, those things, but you can control your effort. And we sure didn't have the effort that I thought that we're accustomed to. So I think for me, that was disappointing. I always say this, I can handle losing, but how we go about losing is how I can handle it. And that was not one of that didn't sit well with me. And so I was much more pleased with our effort on Saturday, even though we came up on the short end of the stick. At least it wasn't from an effort standpoint.
Yeah, it seems Saturday that they brought their own energy. I know at home it's maybe a little bit easier to get going, but I thought Saturday was an overall much better effort. I mean, right in it till the end. What did you take away from Saturday?
That was the positive. That we played for 40 minutes. We're known as a very, very good basketball team. I will give them credit. In that fourth quarter, they were able to score quickly in bunches. We couldn't get some stops, and then we went in a spell early in that fourth quarter where we couldn't get a shot to drop, and so that was difficult. But I thought, defensively, I thought we did some good things. Offensively, we found some rhythm, but in that fourth quarter, we just, we couldn't get some of them to stop to drop. But give them credit, when they needed a big bucket, they found it. That's a very good basketball team.
Yeah, I was really impressed. I thought Haley Markworth, marketable improvement from last year. I thought she was a good player last year, but I thought she sort of was in a position on Saturday where she could kind of take over a game.
When I watched film on them, That's all the games I've watched. I mean, she definitely is control and gets their team into the flow of what they're looking to do, and they have multiple positions they can score from. I thought defensively they're very sound. They make you force you into tough shots. That's a solid basketball team. You've seen a huge jump in their improvement from a year ago, and we were in it, but I give them credit. They figured out a way to get it done.
Well, we've talked about Christy a little bit, but I got to bring it up again because I thought she was tremendous on Saturday. I mean, she nearly had the triple-double against Alaska Fairbanks a week ago. She makes her first 6 shots on Saturday, and she can score, but she also just does a lot of little things for you guys.
Yeah, she definitely, we kind of have like an X factor every game, and she definitely would be our X factor. What I love about her, she plays both sides of the ball just as hard. She takes so much pride on that defensive end of the floor, and she really bothers people and forces people into tough shots. But, she's one of those people, there's a 50-50 ball, she's getting it. She keeps so many plays alive with her rebounding and her energy on that part of the game. It's fun to watch her. She just comes up with stuff, and it's contagious. And now we just got to get more involved in doing that and be better as a whole rebounding.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch, and unfortunately an 0-2 weekend, but I thought there was a lot to take good from Saturday. I mean, I thought the defensive effort was really good. I mean, we talked about Markworth kind of getting into the flow, but you guys did a lot, I thought, to take them out of some possessions where they really wanted to get to the rim, or I thought you guys did a nice job defensively.
Yeah, it's definitely a better effort. If we make some more shots, I think it helps us on the other end too, because it puts a little bit more pressure on them. And but they like I said, they came out in that fourth quarter and they were able to kind of score in spurts real quick. We had a couple mistakes. We took a couple risks defensively, and it got out of position and left them open for a few shots. And sometimes that risk reward piece is hard.
Well, the game turned. I mean, you guys hit that. Rachel hit that 3 with, 4 or 5 minutes to go. You go up 4. They come out of the timeout with a 12-0 run. I mean, that to me showed a lot more maybe about Winona than about you guys, just because, I mean, that's what good teams do, right? They take that adversity, they take the timeout, and they come out and they go on those 12-0 runs. And I thought, it was just one of those things, you kind of like a deer in a headlight. They were just making everything.
Yeah, they definitely kind of found their rhythm, and it just built momentum, and they got a lot of energy from it. And but life is so much easier when you can knock down shots, Steve. Right?
It is.
But like I say, they made them when it counted. I tip my hat to them. They figured out a way to get it done. We missed some shots. Could have, if we make some shots, maybe it's a different outcome.